What up? What up? What up? Give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, having a good day, all that good stuff. A little bit of EDC Q&A, the status of SHTF, things that are going on in the world, things that I'm thinking about buying and prepping and preparing for and everything. Let me know what you got in your pocket today. Let me know any type of new prep stuff you're buying, whether it's power stations or new med kits, or you're putting together a DIY bag, or you're buying a pre-built bag, or you're buying some crap that's going to work well in your vehicle. All of that. Appreciate the Lima Charlie confirmations already in chat. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning. Semper Fi already kicking the door in. What up, my guy? Hopefully you're having a good one. The best place to be. A little bit of EDC Q&A in the mornings. Before my next meeting, I say, you know what? I'm going to take my lunch and do it with the battalion. Why the hell not, bro? Why the hell not? You may see over my shoulder, I got a couple of bags because I'm packing for a work trip soon. I just talked about the Eberly stock, the Adapt, and how, let me tell you something. Since I put that video out for the Eberly stock Adapt, ever since then, I've just been enjoying more and more the bag, and I haven't even gone on a goddamn trip yet. Like, as much stuff as I'm able to put in this bag is even more than the video that I filmed. Since the video, I've added a camera. I've added a camera that's about this size. Okay, this is a Sony FX30. Inside of my bag is a Sony FX3, which is the main camera that I use. Both of these cameras are Sony FX30, which are my B cam and C cam. That bag has a camera inside of it now. It has a tripod. I mean, the bag is just getting the job done, bro. Like, the bag is getting the job done. 28 liters, I think, is my sweet spot for travel, not for EDC. Too fucking big for EDC. But just for like a travel, a carry-on size. It doesn't have wheels. I don't have to worry about the gate agent telling me like, okay, if you're in groups 6 through 9, we're checking your shit. Come to the front to get a I don't have to worry about that. 28 liters fits under the seat in front of me. Like, I'm liking what's going on so far with this, and so I'm excited to be able to just kind of have that stuff going on. I'm going to talk about what I'm carrying today. A lot of it is more utility in nature because I'm still effing pissed about my washing machine. Just got this GE Profile washing machine. It has an impaler inside. No, it has an agitator. It doesn't have a impaler. My old unit had an impaler. I said, let's go old school. Okay, let's get an actual old school agitator, all that type of shit. I took delivery April 29th. My unit stopped working May 2nd. It is now May 19th. I have not had a washing machine since May 19th. We have been going old school to the laundromat since May 2nd, rather. It's getting on my nerves. Family of 7. So the guy's supposed to be coming today. I'm going to help him out if he needs to. I understand he's changing out the actual motherboard, not just the console. If we need to get in there together and do this shit, we're going to get in there together and do this shit. It's going to be his 3rd time coming to my house. All right. And so because of that, that is kind of like dictating the type of everyday carry that I have on me today. Instead of a normal flashlight, I am rocking the Phoenix. This is their Whiskey Foxtrot 25RM. It's a work light. It has a built-in carabiner. It also has a built-in blue light, which is freaking God tier. I like this light. It's extremely easy to use, extremely easy to change the modes. And let me tell you something. The UV on this is like dangerously good. I don't think I've had a flashlight with a UV this well in a long time. I don't know what, like, I'm not going to flash my lens and destroy it, but the UV light on this light is really, really good. And you may want a UV light to look for scorpions, to check $20 bills, to see if you can find any fluids on carpet. Maybe you're trying to potty train a kiddo. You want to see if they had any accidents on their sheets. A lot of different reasons to have UV lights. This is well-made flashlight by Phoenix, and it doesn't have a magnetic base like most of my work lights, and it's way too effing big to go in the pocket. That's why it does have a built-in carabiner. I like that shit. I like that shit. Okay. So it's been impressing me so far. That's going to be on the pocket. And then we're rocking the Benchmade Mini Presidio 2. And the reason I put this in the pocket today is because I really want to work on the action. because the closing action is not that great. If I just let this fall, no, not doing what I needed to do, Benchmade. So I have to work on this knife's action. It is rocking their CF Elite carbon fiber elite scales, which is carbon fiber reinforced nylon instead of fiberglass reinforced nylon, which is normally what they rock for when you get FRN scales. But they do, I guess, carbon fiber. I like it. I like a lot about the knife. I wouldn't spend more than $150 on it. That's why I got it on sale, on a base sale, for like $120, $126. I mean, it's just CPM S30V. It's a Benchmade. I think this is what the Benchmade bug out should have been. Feels really good. Good pocket clip, etc., etc., etc. So now I do have an assortment of multi-tools that I normally would carry, but because I actually want to possibly help this dude out if he needs it, because it's the same exact technician, third time he's coming, ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to use a full toolkit, all that other type of stuff. And then we're rocking the Vera C5 Tactical solar powered field watch. Long time trying to sponsor that. Look at that lume on there. I just took it off to show you guys. I just forgot that I was shining this with a UV light. This gives you a great shot of the lume on this watch, because I hit it with some UV light just a second ago. Let me tell you, the reason they sponsor this channel is not because they pay me. I mean, obviously, but I wouldn't just take the money if I didn't actually like the products. I really am enjoying the type of shit that they're pumping out over there at Ver for these different products and all of that good stuff. We're smoking a Undercrown Drew Estates. Might be hard to see. I have my garage door open. I'm trying to avoid running the AC for you guys. It's only 78 degrees here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So I figured open the garage door, run a fan, got the Benchmade flag flying, got the Montana Knife Company flag flying, you know, just kind of chill out, bro. Just kind of chill out. Let me know what you got in your pockets as well. Mike and Ike's EDC, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hitting that goddamn like button. And thank you for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. Hopefully you're having a good day as well. Peter Level EDC says, X, you're the hardest working EDC. I thank you so much, bro. I just like to pump out content. If I got free time on my hand, why the F not? You know, I literally, this weekend, today's Monday, this weekend I filmed, what, 4 or 5 videos? I haven't edited any of them. I haven't edited any of them. I have a new truck EDC video coming in. I have a new headphone travel EDC video coming your way. We got a new unreleased power station by Dapson. That thing's about to hit your way. All my EDC gear haul for the month of April that I've been testing out here in early May, about to hit you with that video. Just a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff that's about to hit y'all fast and hard. Benchmade bailout is in the pocket. The Hamilton Khaki Field Auto is on the wrist. Bro, let me tell you something, man. Field trip. I've been really interested in getting a Hamilton watch, and I don't know the possibility of, see, I'm looking at base pricing for a possibility of getting a watch, and I'm seeing just all these different options that they have. And it's like, I really like the concept of a Hamilton field watch, especially just the old school nature, their relationship when it comes to World War II into the Vietnam War. I don't know if they really had a lot of watches that they made for the Korean War, but I'm highly interested in it. And then, I mean, it's nothing going wrong with just getting the Hamilton men's khaki field watch. Let me sign back in and see what this pricing is, because I don't know overall what the pricing should be, but it feels a little pricey. I know it's an automatic movement. They're making these in Switzerland now. It just feels like I can get a good value out of a Bear watch versus spending the money on a Hamilton. And so the only high-end watches that I own that are like time specific are Ben Roos watches, which cost more than this watch. So I'm always thinking about that type of stuff, thinking about, you know, do I want to pull the trigger on those? Jesse, hey, thanks for kicking the door in. Hopefully all is well with you. AV is here as well. What up, AV? Thanks for kicking the door in. Q colon in front of your question or comment does help me see it, so I appreciate that. Q and a colon in front of your question or comment does help me see it. Mike and Ike says, real old school washing machine and dryers last forever. Yes, literally, we were taking the wife's vehicle through a car wash the other day, and at the very end of the car wash, we looked to the left before we exited, because we were in the actual car wash getting the automatic thing pulls your tires, blah 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 blah. As we're coming out of the car wash, we're heading into the dryer, we look to the left, we see a Speed Queen washing machine, old school one. And the thing, I was like, we need one of those. We need a Speed Queen. We need an old school Speed Queen. No technology, no Wi-Fi. It needs to have a freaking agitator inside, all that good stuff. That's what I want. But at this point, I have to let GE try to fix this washer. So we're going to see how that goes as well. I have an old school fat leather wallet recommendations for an update, says Mike. And so listen, it's going to depend. Do you still want to have an old school? Like, do you still want an old school traditional folding wallet? So what I've been carrying lately has been, I've gone back to the Proof wallet. I don't know which one this is. I don't know. It's the aluminum version, but it's the black leather, full grain leather. I've gone back to this. Let me see. I'm going to pull my cards up, but I don't want to disclose any crazy information. But it pulls your cards up with a little pull tab right here. So very easily. I just don't know if I could ever go back to a traditional folder other than the ones I get from Wingback. But I'm a big fan of the Proof wallets. I think they've been doing a really good job when it comes to their wallets. So I can recommend Proof, but they are kind of pricey. But this is one of those buy once, cry once purchases. A wallet, the reason that some wallets can cost you a grip is because you're not supposed to buy them every year. I own a lot of wallets because I run a effing YouTube channel, right? But yesterday I went to a local bar. Okay, so I'm at a local bar and I'm talking to the guy outside the bar. And when we get to the bar, he wants to check I was wearing a nutsack sling bag. And he wanted to look into my bag to make sure that I wasn't carrying a gun, because in Texas there's this thing called a 51% rule. If the restaurant primarily sells 51% alcohol, even if they have food, if the primary of their sales is 51% alcohol, you can't bring a weapon inside that establishment. So they get to check and see if you have a weapon. So he's checking inside my bag and he pulls out an Olight Baton 3. And we pull out the Olight Baton 3 and I'm like, dude, how you liking that Olight? So we were at this place yesterday. We went to this place called Concrete Cowboy, and he's the bouncer that works there. He's checking through my shit. And I asked him, I said, well, what do you think about your Olight Baton 3? He says, I love it, this, that, and the third. So I get inside the establishment and we actually sit down for a little while. Me and my wife were celebrating our 6-year anniversary. That was yesterday. And so after we are sitting down for a while, kicking it, we're there with some of our friends. I go back out and talk to the bouncer again. So I'm like, hey, what wallet do you carry? What knife do you carry? And he's like, oh, I've had a Benchmade Infidel for years. I love that thing. I'm able to use it in all sorts of ways. And it's so crazy because when you talk to people who are not in the EDC space, as in watch the videos, follow the content, they buy brands that are familiar to them. He bought a Benchmade because he knew what they were. Okay, he's never heard of Kershaw. I handed him my Three Rivers Manufacturing knife that I had on me. He knew how to deploy it. It was a liner lock. He knew how to redeploy it. He didn't look like it was dangerous to him, all that. But he doesn't watch EDC content. His wallet was an old school leather folder, to your point, Mike and Ike's, and it had a built-in Esker feature. He's had the wallet for like 4 years. I was like, dude, you still rear pocket carry your wallet? He said, yeah, it's kind of bulky, but I like it. So it's just like, he may have spent $150 on that wallet 4 years ago, but I mean, he's had it for 4 years. So when I look at this Proof wallet and I see that they want $150 for it, then it kind of puts it in perspective. Appreciate all the happy anniversary remarks in chat. We appreciate that, man. 6 years, we've been kind of making it happen and all of that good stuff. So we, but he had an Infidel on him. He had an old school wallet. He had the Olight Baton 3. So man, after we ended up talking for like 20 minutes, I ended up giving him my TRM polished titanium knife. I just did a review on that knife for last week. And just one thing I want to tell you guys, a lot of times when I get gear on this channel, I give my stuff to strangers. I give my pest control guy a flashlight, a knife, and a wallet every 3 months. He comes every 3 months to service our house. Every 3 months, he knows he's getting a new knife and he's getting a new flashlight. That bouncer just got a brand new knife from Three Rivers Manufacturing. We went out the other night and the bartender got a knife from, I don't remember which knife I gave him. So it's usually just different ways to just show appreciation to people, man. Different ways to show appreciation to people. But so my immediate recommendation would be a proof. And then my second recommendation would be a Wingback Cash wallet. If you're just looking for the old school vibes, Mike and Ike's. I've done a review on the proof. I don't know if I've done a review on the Wingback Cash. I bought the Cash wallet myself, and I don't know if I actually ever did a review on it. I think I just kind of bought it and let it just kind of rock out with no issues behind it. But this is the Cash wallet. I have it in charcoal, and I got the button on the front instead of getting a stainless steel button. I think I customized the button and made it brass or made it black stainless. I can't remember. But if you would convert that to American from 85 pounds, I think it's like 99 bucks or something like that. So that's like my recommendations for those go-tos. Q code in front of your stuff helps me see your question or your comments. Living with Parkinson says, howdy party people. What up, man? Hopefully you're having a good day and all of that good stuff. Andre says, what up, X? Do you have any recommendations for a good headlamp for indoor use during a power outage? So my recommendation would be, the proof does have RFID blocking technology. My recommendation would be for your kids and for your wife or your spouse or whoever you're with, get them some really cheap, like Energizer headlamps. Just whatever cheap headlamps on Amazon that take batteries that you can put inside. So like all my kids have like Energizer headlamps. I think I got them on Amazon on some bundle deal. I got like 4 headlamps for $16. They don't come with batteries. I think all of them use AA or AAA. I am a battery dork. I don't know if you ever seen my EDC junk drawer video on this channel, but my junk drawer is very well organized. I have a very large battery compartment. And my point is that if we pull those headlamps out in an emergency and they're not working, we have a bunch of batteries we can throw inside. For you, Andre, I recommend you get yourself a better quality headlamp. So because I'm assuming you're like, if you live by yourself or if you're at the head of your household, you need your shit to be functional. You need it to be hands-free and you need it to be reliable. That's why my favorite right now is the Coast headlamp that has the, I think it's the Coast 35R. It's the headlamp that has talking technology. You can actually talk to your headlamp and turn it on or off. I think it's in my truck, and my truck is parked right outside this garage. I can't remember if it's in my truck or if it is in one of my survival kits. But this headlamp here is called the Coast Romeo Lima 35R. $79.99 on their website. Maybe shop around and find it on Amazon, because I think you could probably get this for like 69 bucks. But this has 1100 lumens. It has multiple light modes. It has a rear blinking light so your family can spot you as you walk around the house if you turn that shit on. But also the biggest feature of this is you can use your voice and turn the flashlight on, off, up, down, green, red, blue. I love this. I love this headlamp. I like it a lot because once you turn the voice feature on, you can control the headlamp, and it has a God tier battery life. And it is the first headlamp. Don't quote me on this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think it's the first headlamp with hands-free voice technology. I don't know. Olight's not doing no shit like this. Whoopin's not doing no shit like this. Nightcore's not doing no shit like this. So it will be a $80 well spent, but catch it on a sale. Don't spend full price. Try to either see if I don't have a discount code. I do have an affiliate link for Coast, but I'm just going to ask you not to pay I wouldn't pay $80 for it. Matter of fact, right now on Amazon, it's $69.99. So there you go. I'll link that up for you because that's a better price. So that's the Coast headlamp if you want to check that out. I appreciate the happy anniversary from both Wisconsin and from Jesse and from Mike and Ike's. Appreciate that. Trucking reviews. Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Hey, listen, let me tell you, trucking reviews. When you say trucking reviews, are you talking about like your EDC vehicle? You're talking about like trucking, over the road trucker? I am so like flabbergasted at the pricing of brand new trucks nowadays. Like, kudos to GM for still offering trucks that have V8 engines, because a lot of their competitors are going to inline six, or if you get a mid-size truck, they're going to V4s instead of a V6. So I can appreciate the fact that GM is still offering full-size V8 engines, but the pricing on these new trucks is atrocious, bro. Like, that is why I'm just refusing to get rid of my truck. It's paid off. Knock on wood, it gives me relatively few issues. You know, my year of truck, the 2015s, the biggest complaint is the active fuel management, and some people have bad luck on the transmissions. Knock on wood, I'm not having bad luck. I'm hoping to get 250,000 out of my truck. I'm at 121 right now, 121,000 miles. But yeah, it's so crazy. Bear's here as well, saying what up? Hey, what up, man? Thanks for kicking the door in. Let's see. Broke as Knives is here. Says, what up, folk? What up, man? Thanks for kicking the door in. I leave the batteries out of my headlamps, but have batteries everywhere, so they're good. Yeah, I will recommend leaving the batteries out as well. Maybe not all of them, maybe, because you don't want them, especially acid-based batteries. You don't want them to leak, and then you got to brush the components of the headlamp and make sure the connection's good before you can put a new battery inside. It becomes a headache. So I understand what you mean, bro. But the Coast flashlight, it does have an 18650 battery inside. So technically you can swap the battery out of the Coast flashlight. So if you really want to, you can almost treat it like a AA or AAA. You can just keep a bunch of 18650s if you need to. But I mean, listen, with all the power, with all the like stuff going on in the world in regards to SHTF and stuff like that, I do believe you should work on some of your kits. You should be working on some of your survival kits, med kits, and all of that good stuff. Let me just give you my current perspective on the SHTF threat levels right now. So shit hit the fan threat levels. I think that geopolitical tensions are still a thing that's kind of like weird, but that doesn't really concern us right here in the States, but it can't concern our monetary pockets. The stuff is still going on with Iran, with Israel, the people in the Gaza Strip. Israel has decided to start humanitarian aid up back in the Gaza Strip. That's a good thing for the humans that live there. But I will say this, that if we are still going to be pumping money over to Israel, you know, that can just continue to contribute to the economic instability that we have going on here in the States. I feel that shit in my household. I don't know if y'all feel it in your household, but economic instability, I think, is number two thing that I think about all the time. So we have the geopolitical tensions around the world, which I don't want to do a deep dive into, but regional conflicts are real. Pakistan versus India, Iran versus Israel, Israel versus Gaza, Gaza versus themselves. But the second thing I think about is economic instability. And I don't want a sudden collapse. I just want the economy to continue to get better. I want inflation to continue to lower. I want supply chain issues to continue to improve. And I want unemployment to steadily continue to drop. Those things help my household. I have a job, but if unemployment continues to go down, what happens is employers have to raise our wages to try to keep us from leaving jobs, to entice us to take another job. So I wouldn't mind getting a raise because unemployment is so effing good that they want to keep me. Supply chain issues. You saw the shit that's going on with all the ships leaving China with fewer items inside those cargo containers, or less ships leaving China because of the tariff stuff. I'm not going to talk about the political aspects of the tariffs. I'll leave that, guys, to you. But I will say that I want the supply chain issues to improve. I want our industrial military complex to continue to get the stuff we need for our war fighters, because a lot of stuff is made here in the States, but some stuff is made in Asia. Some stuff is made in Taiwan. I still want stuff that I want for my household to have good stability in supply chain. Stuff that's I'm going to be buying for my kids for Christmas should be on boats right effing now. They should be on boats now so that I can do my late shopping as the dad that I am, do my last minute shopping come late December, just like the rest of us dads out there. But that also includes like our prep and EDC stuff. You know, if we're looking to get the brand new flashlights out there, like this Woobin X4, which is going to be entering production soon, or this is Woobin X2. The Woobin X4 is on my desk. But if we're looking to get the brand new flashlights, if these Chinese companies don't have a stock here in the States, they're going to bump the price up because they don't already have the stuff here and they're worried about tariffs. The stuff I got to buy at Walmart, whether I'm trying to plus up my kit because I want to buy some cheesy tarp that I see at Walmart, if I want to get a more durable packing bag, if I want to get whatever, I want prices to steadily come down for me, for people like this guy. So economic instability is something else I think about as well. The biggest thing that I think you guys should be worried about at this moment when it comes to SHTF, hands down, should be natural disasters. Now, I'm not talking about shit that doesn't really affect us here in the States, like the Indonesian volcano that erupted in April of last month. Most of you guys probably didn't even know about that, right? But I bet you know about the concerns for severe weather. Like here in the DFW Metroplex, we had 3 tornadoes last night. One in a city called Frisco, one in a city called McKinney. I think it was the same tornado that went up, touched back down, went up. We had one in a city called Louisville recently. We have stuff that we're worried about coming out of the Gulf of America, such as hurricanes. Those things are getting effing stronger and stronger. This is why I highly employ you guys to absolutely get yourselves a power station of some kind. I'm going to close my garage door now because now it's starting to get super bright. But I implore you guys to get some type of power station, whether it's from EcoFlow, whether it is from Dapson, whether it's from Blue Eddy, whoever the case may be. Just keep yourself prepared for that stuff at any time. And so I'm always thinking about that because even when we had that emergency stuff happen with us just this weekend or just the other day, I'm that dad. I'm that guy that's running around the house checking headlamps, to Andre's point earlier. I'm running around the house making sure power stations are good. My kids I'm hearing lightning strikes in the area. I'm trying to see are any transformers out. I'm normally the only house on the block that has power when power goes out. So those are things that I'm oftentimes thinking about, are these natural disasters. They affect me in Texas differently than they may affect you in Minot. Is it North Dakota or South Dakota? Where's Minot? You know, so we have those things that we have to think about as well. This is the appliance guy. He has like perfect timing because he's going to be here in about the time frame I intended to end this live stream. So congratulations to the appliance guy making stuff happen. Give me a Lima Charlie if you can still hear me. Give me a Lima Charlie if you can still hear me. But the biggest thing is I don't necessarily concern myself with stuff like flooding. I don't concern myself with stuff like earthquakes like you might do in other parts of the country. But some of the emergency supplies and equipment are still relevant nonetheless. Watching channels like mine, watching channels like City Prepping, the Urban Prepper, Canadian Prepper, you know, those can help with your preparedness levels when it comes to different things that's going on with these natural disasters. Spring brings all sorts of tornadoes here in Texas. I can remember the Joplin tornado in the last part of last decade. I can remember all the chaos that you think about that as well. So think about geopolitical tensions. I'm not too concerned about what you can do to prepare for that. I mean, Second Amendment, I guess. Second thing I think about is economic instability. Maybe it's not the time for you to buy right now. You don't want to go through the headache I'm going through, such as that I've got going on with this effing washing machine. And then the third thing that I've mentioned is your natural disasters. I do think you should continue to prepare for that stuff. I think you should be ready to always take care of your family and yourself. You should always have your emergency equipment, whether it's anything from a fire extinguisher to put out a fire that could occur because of a natural disaster or because you suck at cooking, all the way over to a bag that has 3 days worth of supplies and survival crap. You can buy pre-made kits from places like Rhino Ready, Quake kits from Life Gear. I'm looking at one that they just sent me recently. Or you can build the shit yourself. And then make sure your med kits are good to go as well. So let me know what you think about the current state of SHTF stuff. Are you preparing for stuff? I'm about to build a chicken coop for, what do you think they're going to be for? Chickens. So like, I'm always thinking about what's next for me when it comes to preparedness in survival type of situations. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Everybody's a little bit different. I talked about what I was carrying in my pocket today, which is this Benchmade Mini Presidio 2 Ultra. The thing about this, it's a great knife, but the actions on it is not as good as I think it should be. I'm hoping that the new stuff that Benchmade is dropping continues to have good action on it, because if they don't, then people are definitely going to be able to tell immediately. Let me turn up mine. There we go. People are going to be able to tell immediately. So the Benchmade Adira, the Mini Adira, they just dropped them in new colors for the coatings on, you know, they need new colors specifically. I guess they're selling well because they've decided to DLC coat the OG models. The reason that they came out with these Adira series is that they're supposed to be slated for the fishermen. They're supposed to be designed for cutting stuff that has heavy fibrous materials like rope. That's why this have serrations on them. This is a Magna Cut blade, which is going to be better to have on you if you're a fisherman, if you're on a boat or something like that. But it's still $260. I will say that this is one of their more reasonable prices. But the thing is, I think the scales are the thing that makes me draw pause. $260, but you're still not necessarily getting premium everything. And it is a Cerakoted blue titanium blade, but the scales themselves are grivery. It's just like, bruh, 260. I can get a Magna Cut knife from one of your competitors and just bring the shit on the boat with me. I can take my ass over to Kershaw and get a Magna Cut bladed knife for less than 200. I can go over to Hogue and get a Magna Cut bladed Deca for maybe around the same price, but with better materials. These are the things that kind of make me draw pause. So, but I don't think Benchmade gives a F. I told you about the story earlier about the guy who was bouncing at that club. He had an infidel in his pocket because he knows Benchmade. He don't know what an F and a Kershaw is. And he knows how to handle knives. I watched him do it when I handed him a knife. So, you know, these are going to continue to sell. Doesn't matter that we're complaining about the price here on the internets. People are going to walk into a REI. They're going to walk into a Dick's Sporting Goods. They're going to walk into a gun shop. They're going to go to the knife section. They're going to say, oh, Benchmade, I've heard of them. It's Father's Day next week. Let's just grab Bobby one of those. That's going to happen, bro. Y'all already know that's going to happen. So, you know, but this is one of their new releases. Something else also coming in from Boker is going to be their thicker clipper. Bro. These names that these companies are coming up with, they're trying to make memorable names so that when you mention a knife that you're carrying, people will be able to easily identify it. And they're also trying to give the names that have to do with the adjectives of the knife, blah, blah, blah. They're coming out with another straightforward full tang design, D2 blade steel, Tanto blade, stone wash finish, micarta scales, listen. The bolsters on there look pretty good. I mean, listen, they're trying to come out with a little EDC fixie for you. Says it's made in Asia. Okay, wear it in Asia. The color's brown. I mean, $58 seems reasonable for something like this. If you're really trying to find out if you're going to like carrying a fixed blade knife, this might be your opportunity to actually try out a fixed blade. Spend yourself less than $100. if you like Boker, you already mess with Boker. Maybe you're going to like this. I'm kind of liking what they did on this mic card. It looks pretty good. Look at that. You can choke up on a knife. You got somewhere for your thumb to rest. It looks like they made this 90 degrees. So it looks like you're going to actually be able to strike a ferro rod with this. I can't tell. I don't own the knife, but it does look like you would be able to. The sheath is not a lot to write home to mom about. It looks like it's almost going to be the size. It might be able to take an Alti Clip 2.2, or it might be a neck knife. I don't know how they're advertising this, because the knife overall is 6.18 inches. The blade length is 2.14 inches. So it's almost like neck knife size, but maybe you can get a Alti Clip 2.2 on there, or 2.1. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Let me know what you guys are carrying in your pockets, what you got going on as well. I've been running my mouth for a couple of minutes about the state of all that type of stuff, but I would love to know what you guys got going on as well. It says, let's see. Hi there. I am from Miami, living in Tennessee. I came across your YouTube channel, very professional. You seem like a down-to-earth dude. Thanks for the information you give. Hey, wait, so is it Silverio? I'm bad at pronouncing crap, which I say all the time, bro. Okay, I was formerly a professor at Texas A&M School of Law. I have 2 master's degrees, a bachelor's degree. I've been teaching for years. I just don't pronounce stuff well. Okay, that's my Achilles tendon. All right, but I appreciate you kicking the door in. John says, looking to hop into a power station game, but I'm torn between an Anchor and an EcoFlow. So here's how I would decide between those two, John. EcoFlow will offer you different warranties if you buy it on their website and you register it on their website. Okay. So like, I think if you buy an EcoFlow power station from Amazon, it's like a 3-year warranty. Some power stations you buy from EcoFlow, if you register it on their website, they'll give you a 5-year warranty. Anchor kind of does the same thing too. Second, Anchor has the Anchor Solix line where they have power stations, but Anchor Solix was not their primary startup. They started off with mainly battery or charging stations for stuff, for laptops, computers, and they expanded. You can tell that they expanded into the Solix line by the way they treat their app. I have an Anchor Solix C1000, which is a 1 kilowatt unit. Powering this desk is one of its competitors, which is from the same generation of units, which is the EcoFlow or the EcoFlow Delta 2. And both of them are 1 kilowatt units. The EcoFlow app is God tier, bro. It is God tier. The EcoFlow app will let you can tell your EcoFlow machines, I want you to draw power at this time. I want you to turn off at this time. I want you to charge at this speed. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. You cannot do that with the Anchor app. Let me give you an example. My power company does not charge me power after, I think, 2000 at night or something like that. So all my power stations are set to only charge themselves after 2000. So my Dapson has a really good app too. And my EcoFlow units literally will not draw power from my house until 2000 at night. My Anchor can't do that. Also, the EcoFlow app, I think they're about to make it a paid feature. It's not paid yet, but I think they're about to make it a paid feature. The EcoFlow app obviously is connected to Wi-Fi. When my EcoFlow Delta 3 Pro senses that there's thunderstorms in the area because it's connected to weather units, it automatically overrides any settings I have set up and fully powers the unit. For instance, if you make your Anchor unit only charge to 80% because you're trying to save the batteries and all that other type of stuff, if a storm's coming and you forget to charge your Anchor to 100%, you're asked out of 20% of usage of your power station. EcoFlow has made their app that if they sense a storm coming, they override your settings and they will power your station to 100%. It just happened yesterday. I was not home. My EcoFlow Delta 3 Pro sent me a notification within the app. It literally sends a notification to my phone, and it said, we're sensing storms coming in the area today. We're charging your unit to 100%. Bro, I like shit like that. Like, I like stuff like that. And then the last feature I like is you can tell your EcoFlow power stations to turn off their ports at certain times. You can't do this with Anchor. My EcoFlow Delta 3 Pro is hooked up to the coffee mess here in my man cave. The coffee has my kettle. It has my my espresso machine. It has all that shit plugged up. But at a certain time, I'm not drinking coffee anymore. So every day at 1800, the AC inverter turns off in my EcoFlow, and none of that stuff gets power for the rest of the day. Then it automatically turns on at 5 a.m. You can't do any of that shit with the Anchor app. So even if you got to pay a little bit more, I would go with EcoFlow. And EcoFlow has never actually paid me money for videos. They've just given me free shit, and I get commission sales, but they've never actually paid me money. Anchor has paid me money for videos. And so you think I would be more biased to Anchor, but I'm not. I really like EcoFlow. Hey, what up, man? Thanks for kicking the door in. You as well, Bearded. Ashton is here. What up, man? Hopefully you're doing good. I heard that the event in Netherlands, the government is advising everyone to prepare to make 72-hour kits. I think you should have a 72-hour kit, period. Doesn't matter what country you live in. You should have 72 hours ability to feed yourself, keep yourself hydrated, whether it's going to be filtering water or literally having emergency water inside of a bag, which emergency water tastes really shitty. So I would rather filter water. And you should have the ability to have an emergency radio, maybe even have a walkie-talkie or a satellite phone or whatever level of preparedness you want to do. I think you should keep the 72 hours worth of stuff always good to go. Like, you should always just keep that stuff good to go. Have I tried the Viper Aid bags and pocket organizers? Yeah, I like Viper Aid bags, and then I don't like them. Okay. I like Viper Aid for the pricing. I like the ingenuity. I like the availability. And I think they're making stuff in Taiwan and not China. Maybe some stuff in America. Don't quote me on that last part. But then I think some of their shit's really ugly. I think the zipper pulls and the zippers clinky and clang together. So it's kind of like I have a love-hate relationship with Viper Aid. The E26 pouches, I can't remember. I bought one travel pouch. I did a video on it, field trip, and I bought it with my own money. Viper Aid actually saw my video, and that's how we established our initial relationship, is because they saw my Viper Aid video on one of their pouches that I bought. Marine X Viper Aid. I think I've done a video on this. Yeah, so I did a video. It's called TSA Approved EDC Kit, and I did it with one of the Viper Aid VE26. And I like the pouch, but then there's other pouches from Viper Aid that I absolutely hate. So it's kind of like, all over the place. Man, I forgot all these pouches that I own, bro. I just put in Marine X Viper Aid, and now I see Pouch City. I see pouches all over the place. Oh, man. I need to do another pouch video, because some of these I don't even own anymore. Some I don't use at all. And the way I do my pouches is extremely, unique to me nowadays. Blind Fury celebrating 1 month. Hey, sir, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Says, what up, bruh? Like the cut. Hey, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm about to do a work trip. And so for my work trips, oftentimes I have to, look decent. Got to be presentable. I'm wearing suits and shit like that. That's another reason I like to just keep a clean cut and all that good stuff. I need a new 18650 battery charger. Nicor still the way to go. Let me tell you something, bro. My Nicor battery charger is old AF. My Nicor battery charger is 6 years old. It uses micro USB. Yeah, so it doesn't even use USB Type-C. But I don't have a reason to exchange it. I have no reason to exchange it out. And what happens is that I see the new chargers coming out. I see the ones that can do 7 batteries at once, and it can do this and it can do that. But this thing, the thing about the Nicor battery charger is that it can do 18650 batteries, 21700 batteries, 18350 batteries, AA batteries, AAA batteries, anything with a polar negative and positive that can fit within the charging unit. it can adjust the amperage and voltage and charge the battery correctly. So I've had that thing for years. I know for a fact that they are they've updated it, but mine is, I have the Nikkor U1L USB-C USB charger. You see all the batteries they have listed. They have 18650, 21700, 2700, and etc. Yeah, they mean the etc part. You can do a lot of different batteries for $8, bro. Now, if the micro USB-C charging part is a concern for you, because I mean, look right there in the middle of the screen. I mean, I don't know if a lot of us want this freaking, I don't know if a lot of us want micro USB. Maybe you get something different, but I still would spend the $8 and just keep the shit plugged up somewhere. Like, who cares? It's just not that big of a deal. I do know that they have updated their charging ports, and they have some new shit, bro. Like they have some stuff that would knock your socks off, but they're $39. Why do I need to spend $39 when I can just spend $8? If I just need to charge one at a time, then I can just spend the $8 and I can be good to go. Or I could spend $29 and be able to charge two. Now, the reason I would say I like Nikkor instead of a no name on Amazon, because there are no name on Amazon's AliExpress that you can buy. Nikkor is going to have a better warranty. And these new units have LCD screens. They got all sorts of features. But, bro, I would just spend $8. That's what I would do, especially if you don't need it to charge quick. I'll just spend the $8 and keep living my life. But that's just me. I love my Nikkor charger. Yeah, Ashton, I'm right there with you, bro. And I bought mine 6 years ago, and I think I spent like $6 or $8. Or, I mean, they haven't bumped up the price. And I bought mine in 2019. So that just lets you know that they have a lot of them in stock somewhere here in America, because they're not making them in China and then shipping them over. They probably just got a warehouse full of 18650 batteries that you can buy. So it's always a good deal. Colin says I needed this on a slow Monday, bro. I got a lot of work I'm doing, like on my, YouTube's not my full-time gig. I'm actually looking at my work laptop right now and preparing for a meeting here. I'm doing this during my lunch. Okay. So what's going to happen is I'm wrap this up, do a work meeting. The appliance guys are going to get started. Then I'm going to go in there and see if I can I help you out with anything at all? You need to go, just let me know. Okay. You want me to go get a voltage meter? You forgot yours in the truck. I'll go run and get mine. All right. Whatever needs to happen to get that done, I will do that as well. People hate on Benchmade so much. I disagree with that. They have reasons why they hate on it. Blywoo Fury is people don't like that they helped the Oregon City Police Department destroy those weapons. I've made a whole video about that. Oregon City Police Department was going to destroy those weapons anyway, because they came from criminals. They were confiscated from people that shouldn't have them. They were not going back on the streets. So what do you want the police department to do? You want them to fire up the old concrete mixer in the back and pour concrete down the barrels of the weapons and send them to a museum? You want a bunch of unskilled police officers to fire up a bandsaw and start to chop up shotguns? Or do you want them to go on down to Benchmade and say, hey, we got a bunch of weapons from some criminals. They're going to be destroyed. Could you please use your machinery to help us destroy these weapons? That's what Benchmade did. Benchmade are idiots for letting Oregon City Police Department take photos and post it on Twitter, because you're going to get people that are Second Amendment that don't have context of what happened, that they're going to hate on you. Benchmade has also been fined $13,000 for a chromium spill in a local creek near their factory. That's not good for the environment. Okay. That's something you may not want to do. They're also extremely litigious. They have sued a lot of companies since the early 2000s, to include Spyderco. They just got done suing Montana Knife Company. They sued individual humans in Colorado. They've sued a lot of people. All right. So I understand why people don't like Benchmade. And then there's the butterfly tax. But when you peel back that onion, bro, other than like goofy issues I have with like not good action on some knives, sometimes knives don't come centered, sometimes knives creak and stuff like that, I can understand that. But overall, we do have a lot of good features. So, but that's just my thing when it comes to Benchmade. Not everybody's is a little bit different for all that type of stuff. And heads up, my appliance guy just got here. That was Mrs. X letting me know that the appliance guy is here. Let's see what else we got on. The mini bug out is Supreme Map, bro. The mini bug out right now on base, if you're a veteran or if you're active duty, you have access to base pricing is $130. I still think that's still too pricey. I got my mini bug out 2 years ago for 99 bucks on base. But I mean, you know, if you really want a mini bug out, here's my thing. I think the Benchmade bug out is not durable enough for a lot of applications. So if you're gonna have any Benchmade bug out, it should be a mini, because it just feels like it should be a small knife you use for small tasks. If you're going to get anything that's around the bug out size and you want it to be from Benchmade, I still can't get enough of the bailout, the Mini Presidio 2, and the Griptilian. I think those are better than the bug out, but that's just my opinion. Chicken, says David. It seems like you live in a neighborhood. Our chickens allow HOA can be a dang hassle. So I specifically don't buy houses that have HOAs, period. This is my third house. My first house had a HOA. It thoroughly got on my nerves. My second house had a covenants. This house has neither a covenants or an HOA. Second, we can have chickens. We can't have roosters. I know roosters are a type of chicken. I get it. We can have hens. So if you have roosters, you got to get rid of them. The reason we can have them where we live is because in the city of Plano, I live in Plano, Texas. In the city of Plano, there are still people that have cows, that have alpacas. They have donkeys. They have animals, and we get the same rights as them. We still get those same homestead exemptions that they get, even if we live in a regular neighborhood. So I can have hens, and I'm gonna go for that. Power stations for a portable all-in-one. I run battery banks and mini inverters. Allows for better price and redundancies. Yeah, I like some. So I like power stations a lot. A ton. I have this new Dapson power station I just got done reviewing. I used that in a minivan on a trip to Galveston. It's a 768 watt hour, 600 watts coming out the inverter. It can peak to 1200 watts. Fans are barely running. And it right now in Japan is $279. $279 for a 768 watt hour unit is like 36 cents a watt hour. I don't know how much it's going to be here in America because it's not released in America yet. I can just see the Japan pricing. Bro, these prices for power stations are getting ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Let's see. First time I caught you live. What's up from Terrell, Texas? Bro, you right around the corner, man. Goddamn Terrell. I had a little time on my hand. I can fire up the truck and head east to Terrell and be there in no time. Hopefully you're doing good out there, man. Hopefully you are doing good. Those are impressive features on the EcoFlow. 100%, man. EcoFlow is killing the game right now. I really hope that they do not paywall some of the features in their app, because what I just described, something tells me they're going to try to do a yearly price for some of those God tier features I just mentioned. And if they do that, you're going to have a lot of people whose panties getting a bunch. Just saying. Mikey Daily Carry, bro, I saw your review on the Vertex and the Ebly stock. You killing the game. You just got done with the over the Expo video. I don't comment on a lot of videos, but I watch a lot of shit. And I see you out there with LLOD. I see you doing your thing, man. I see you doing your thing. Thanks for kicking the door in. I like the 35-liter Explorer bag video inside one big compartment. Yeah, I did a 35 video on the Matador bag. It was nice, but the bag was just a little bit too big. Like, it barely fit in the front of the seat in front of me on a plane. Like, my freaking feet are on the bag. It easily fits in an overhead compartment. But this 28-liter bag that I have from Eberly stock, bro, I'm excited to take this on my next trip. Like, I'm excited to see this on my next trip. Thanks for the charge information. Yeah, most definitely, man. Hopefully you can hopefully you can snag it for that good price as well. Can you recommend a gravity knife for a good price? Yeah, it's going to be the anything from Daily Carry Co. Daily Carry Co. has the gravity knives. I talked to the owner of Daily Carry Co. He's pumping out stuff in M390. He's trying his best to make his stuff more attractive to people. He's coming out with different colors. He's coming out with, he's trying to make a new folding knife. Field trip. Daily Carry Co. gravity knife. They sent me one of their gravity knives. It's sitting like literally on but the TI slide, they just made a bunch of improvements for it. They have wait, 2 parachutes. What the hell is this? I haven't been on their website in a while, so I don't even know what some of this stuff is. But this is the one I use primarily, which is the wait, let me go to one. So it's $200. It's still rocking an M390 blade so you have some Austrian blade steel. But they are trying to make these in different colors. And if you don't want to pay the $200, you can get an aluminum and pay $119. I still think it has M390, but you're only going to be paying $119. And I know he's trying to come out with new colors for the I think he's renaming this. So it's called the Parachute, because it used to be called this TI Slide or something like that. Okay, so he's renaming it. Interesting. Rebranding, because this used to be called the Zip Mate. So I think he renamed this to the Rigger Pouch. Yeah, he renamed this to the Rigger Pouch. Okay, rebrand. Smart. Is the Vertex Gamut 3.0 still a good recommendation for a bug out or EDC bag? Bro, I missed my Gamut 3.0. I sold it. So yes, it's still good. I miss my Gamut 3.0. As I'm reviewing some of these Eberly stock bags, I have Eberly stock Transport 21, which is a little bit smaller than the Gamut. The Gamut's a 25-liter bag. I want the Gamut back. I need to reach out to the Vertex and say, hey guys, when's Gen 4 coming out? Because I want I miss it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Keep an eye on the sky. It's another day of weather radar. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm supposed to take a flight tomorrow, or maybe I don't remember when it is. But this weather is pushing the flight off already, because my incoming flight has to fly through the weather. And it's just a whole headache, bro. It's just a whole headache and a half. But hey, guys, I'm going to jump before a meeting. Hopefully you guys had a good one. I was able to answer some questions for you guys. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. Keep your eye out on videos. This is a busy week for me for pumping out content. Everyone else, we'll speak soon.